objectives are to inspire audience by appealing to noble motives and challenging them to achieve a higher level of belief. Appealing to the audience's needs and emotions using stories, anecdotes, and quotes to add the drama. Carrie will be, as I said, will be a competent communicator as of today after this speech. And she wants to thank all of you because none of this would have been possible without everyone at Transportation Toastmaster. Sure, why not? Carrie Cardian.
Do you have goals? Charlie, do you have goals?
Yes, I do.
What are some of your goals?
One of my goals is to be a good dad to my children, husband to my wife.
Greg, what about you? Do you have some goals?
Yes, I would like to exercise more. I've gotten out of that lately.
So it sounds like we have a wide variety. Everyone has goals. In fact, I stood up here at the beginning of the year as Toastmaster and encouraged you all to get goals and to create a plan and to follow through on them. Well, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests, I'm actually going to tell you that there's something else besides goals. I know this is hard to believe. I'm a firm believer in goals. I have a whole list of them and I follow them, but there's something else. There's something almost magical, and it comes from 3 small words. Sure, why not? Now I'm guessing that you're probably pretty skeptical on how 3 small words could be more powerful than accomplishing your goals, setting goals and accomplishing them. Well, I'm going to tell you how those 3 words have changed my life on several occasions. The first time was in 8th grade. In my school district, at the end of 8th grade, it was the transition time between being at the middle school and going over to high school. We didn't have football except in the high school, so the coaches came over and gave their dog and pony show and said everyone should play football. And I was sitting in the audience. And all the boys were teasing me, Carrie, are you going to play football next year? Being kind of feisty like I am, I said, sure, why not? I look back now and I'm sure my dad was just cringing. Why? You know, what made me think that I should be doing this? But I tried it. It was amazing. It was the first time that I was on a really organized sports team. I had played Little League, but that was kind of hither and go and everything. We had 2-a-day practices. It was hard. I thought I was in good shape, but this really challenged me. I had to learn to work with others, and it really gave me the foundation for the rest of my life because I was the first female in mid-Michigan to play football at a high school. I had to be strong and stand up for myself and stand alone sometimes, and I still use that today. Now in a less significant area, several years later, these words came to help me and change my life once again. I was taking dog obedience class for the dog, not for me, and the instructors were hot air balloon pilots, and we were talking after class. And they commented, well, we have to do the Howell Challenge this weekend and we're short crew. Do you want a crew? Sure, why not? I'd never done anything with a hot air balloon except see them on TV, and I thought, if they're asking, they must think I can do it, so I might as well try it. Again, it was phenomenal. It was, again, a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of muscle and determination to get the balloon out and to get it up and to hold it while the flame is going right near you, and then to tear it back down. But one of the small rewards was every once in a while, as you got done setting it up, they'd point to you, and you'd hop in the basket. The first time you go up, you're standing in the basket, your heart's kind of beating because you're not quite sure what's going to happen, and slowly you start to ascend. And your whole world starts changing because the things that you normally are looking up at are now at eye level. You're looking at the squirrels and the birds. The next second, you're looking down at the top of the tree. A couple of seconds later, you're so high that the cars and the people are tiny. They look like the little toys that you used to play with as a kid. And it's quiet, except for the burst from the flame. It's very quiet and very peaceful and almost surreal. It all came from those 3 words. I can't believe it. The last time that I have used those magical words was about 5 years ago. I had just graduated with a degree in supply chain management, and I was talking to the chair of the department. He came in and he said, you know, congratulations, that's quite an accomplishment. It was my 2nd degree. I had been working full time, so the fact that I had been able to accomplish it in such a short period of time was notable. And then he looked me in the eye and he said, are you going to do a PhD in logistics? Again, the feisty side came out and I said, sure, why not? Again, if he's asking, he must think that I might be capable of it, so I went about studying. I had to study hard. The GRE test, which was required to gain admittance, is your basic standardized test that I hadn't taken in about 15 years. And it had changed. It was no longer paper. It was on a computer, and they wanted to know about the volume of a cylinder. So I had a lot of studying to do, but I did it. I dutifully studied every week for about 3 months, and I went in, I took the test, and I got the score that I needed. Then I went about filling out my application. It was a long, hard process, getting all of the essays written and people to write in for me, and then I got the letter. I'd been accepted. Now remember, this is a long story. This comes all the way from my 3 simple words, and here I am. I've been accepted into a PhD program. About the time I was quitting my job, and if that makes your heart beat, that was so nerve-wracking. I'm quitting my job, a perfectly good job, and I was quitting it. My husband decided that he really wasn't too keen on being married to a PhD. So about the time I quit my job, I quit my marriage too. I was a little nervous. Never before had those 3 words taken me on such a daunting path. But I bucked up a little camper and I went in and I started studying. And I met new people, and it was the first time in I don't know how long that I was a full-time student and I wasn't working at all. It was awful. It was horrible. The whole atmosphere was miserable. I was just hating every moment. I was beginning to think, had I made a mistake? Had my words led me astray? What was going on here? I made the difficult decision at the end of 1 year to quit my graduate program. It was 4 years long, and I knew that this was not a path that I wanted to go down. I couldn't survive another 3 years. I just couldn't do it. So I went out into the job market 3.5 years ago when no one was hiring. There were not jobs in the Lansing area at all. My friends were bailing from the state in droves. I got a job. I was amazed. I was shocked. I was so ecstatic. I had a job. I wasn't going to be unemployed. Not only was it a job, it was fabulous. I thought maybe I'd have it, for a year or so until things got better. 3.5 years later, I'm still there. Not only am I there, I love my job. It is great to go in every single day, and sometimes I work on weekends, and do my job. So you see, even though it took a little bit of time, my 3 magical words led me to a place that I never would have gone on my own. I am happier now and probably in the place that I should have been all along. Now I'll give you some advice. Using those 3 words should not be taken lightly. If you've never used them before, I don't suggest trying it out by quitting your job and getting divorced and making big changes in your life. There are baby steps that you can take. If someone asked if you'd like to go to a restaurant, maybe a Thai restaurant, and you've never been to a Thai restaurant, that's a good thing to start with. Sure, why not? It's maybe an hour commitment. It may change your life for the next 24 hours, depending on how spicy the food is, but you'll get over it. It'll be fine. those powerful words, you'll be able to make bigger and bigger jumps. Again, maybe not to the point of quitting your job, but still, I really challenge you going forward to keep your goals, they're important, but more importantly, keep your mind open to the possibilities that are around you, because there are things you can never plan for. And the rewards are absolutely wonderful. And I tell you, because if I had not used those 3 words 5 years ago, I would not be standing before you saying thank you for your time and your patience and your feedback as I get my Competent Commuter today. Thank you.